Hey, what's going on again? Today I wanted to talk about the process for making the new Masterwork two-handed bow. It's a lengthy process that takes a lot of elements from woodcutting, fletching, as well as smithing, and it touches a whole bunch of different aspects of the game, and more importantly, there's not really any details in game on how to complete this. So I figured I'll do a quick overview as I make the bow myself in the game. I fully expect that by the time I get the bow made, this will be a little bit out of date, but that's all right. It's still a fun little front to back process on how to make the bow itself. The first thing you'll need to do is to complete the Fletch Quest achievement, which can be done by crafting a full set of the new Eternal Magic ranged weapons up to Mark 5. To do so, you'll just need some primal limbs for the crossbows, and then you'll also need to head to a workbench. There's one in Fort 4 and 3 if you've done that. And you'll do a process similar to smithing where you work through several tiers of the new bows, creating updated variants, which will go Mark 1 through 3. When you select it, you get this sort of unfinished fletching object, and you need to be at a bench to fletch it into the upgraded version. Once you've got Mark 5, you'll clear off the Fletch Quest achievement, and from there you can start the next process of making the bow. So, when you finally completed all your bows and you've unlocked Fletch Quest, you'll want to, well, first, hang on a sec. All right, that's a little bit better. You'll want to either sell your bows, which you can do so for a nice little profit, or you can bank them and save them for double XP because they are not reward XP, and they give a nice big chunk when you drop them off as martial bows. So, now that we've unlocked Fletch Quest, we can't actually start making the bow until we've got the correct item from the Eternal Magic trees. So you'll want to head back to Piscatoris, and you're going to need to start cutting the trees until you get an Eternal Magical Branch. You actually need two of these, and they are extremely rare drops. People are reporting it's taking them 5 hours or more just to get one. And so you're going to spend a lot of time up here in Piscatoris chopping away at your elder trees until you get two of them in order to start the crafting process in full. This is not too much of a problem because you'll want to have a number of logs for the War's Retreat requirement, which is the reason I'm not trimmed at the moment, as well as for making more primal bows, primal arrows. They're great fletching training. So buckle in, enjoy the scenery, and get ready to spend a long time here in Piscatoris. One thing that I forgot to add is that the Eternal Magic branches are locked behind 110 woodcutting. I realized that I neglected to mention that, and I wanted to just slide it in here before you spend an awful long time here in Piscatoris and you're not 110 of woodcutting yet. All right, so I just wanted to pop in real quick and mention that I got the second branch this morning. It's been about a full day since I recorded the first part of this video. I would say that this took me probably get both branches, maybe 6 or 7 hours. I was AFKing a lot on mobile and not really counting how long it took, but this is after the buff, so I've gotten both Holllow perfect branches, and we need to head on to the next section of this crafting process. Once you've got your two branches and you've gotten lucky enough to get those, you'll need to start actually smithing the components of the bow. This is a masterwork item after all, and so there's going to be a lot of steps involved in smithing the pieces that you need. If you go to the smithing anvil interface, you'll see some new stuff that they've added under masterwork crafting, including, and this makes me lose a little bit of sleep at night, are the Noxious essence. Requires disassembling a Noxious weapon at the Dragonkin Forge, and an Ascended essence, which requires the same thing but for an Ascension bow. These components will be needed in crafting parts of the bow. I think specifically these decorated Masterwork Bow supports. So if we don't know how to make the bow, we can work backwards. And if you go to the unstrung Masterwork Bow components, you'll see you need 2 bow limbs, 2 bowstring grooves, and a bow grip. The grooves look like they're pretty easy to make. You can make 2 here. You need glorious bars and gold bars. We'll also need our limb supports, which will require, well, again, we require 2 of, so we will need glorious bars and gold bars for those. And I believe that these are also, yep, these are also what we need the magic branches for. So where do we start with all this? Well, I am just going to start smithing away. Thankfully, I have, I think, all the bars that I need. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we need 5, 6. I think we need 6 glorious bars altogether. We'll see if that's right. I'll update later in the video. So I am going to get to work on this. Get your smithing gear out. Get your best boost and get ready to AFK for a while, because this is not going to be a quick process. Alright, it's been about 45 minutes now, and I literally just finished forging the last of the initial pieces of the bow that you need to make. So it actually comes out to 7 glorious bars, not 6. You need 1 for each of these, and then this bad boy over down here needs 2. So you've got to have the 2 limbs, which you use with the branches. You're going to need these bow grips, the bow grip support, the bow grip itself, and then the bowstring groove. This is nice because if you click on the unwrapped bow grip, you can see some of the other steps, and I was right that you need these grip supports here with the Noxious Sapphire and the Ascended Sapphire. You'll also need to wrap the bow grip using dyed undead dragon leather, which is the same as the Masterwork sword. So you can just you can kill Vorkath for that if you're an iron, or you can just buy it. Undead dragon leather is pretty cheap, and then you'll go get some brown dye. But for now, so we've got our pieces, we've got a lot of the legwork done on that aspect of the smithing side. So now we need to hollow out these branches, and that's just kind of one of those simple processes where you select it and then you'll just do some quick crafting. I say quick, this is going to take about 10 minutes each, so we'll get back to it when we're done with these. Alright, so we've gone ahead and we've hollowed out these bow limbs. I've also made Masterwork rivets. You'll need 20 of those using steel bars. And I'm kind of at a point now where I'm stuck. I need this composite wood cylinder, which I'm not sure how to make. And I also need to get these gems, which currently I'm not keen on the idea of sacrificing my Ascension bow, just because it's my corroming switch. And I'm definitely not giving up my Nox scythe because it's still the best in-slot scythe in the game. I could buy them, but I like to do things myself, and I gotta decide if I want to pop corroming onto my offhand blade bound and just get rid of this Ascension, and then do I want to grind Spider, or do I want to just buy a Nox? I'm definitely not gonna grind Legions, so I'm either gonna buy another bow or I'm gonna sacrifice this one. Legions are such a pain, and I said that once I finished the log and got all the drops equal, I wasn't going back, and I'm not going back. So for now, I'm gonna bank all this stuff, just put it away for now, because I do have an idea of what I need to do next, and that would be involving all these logs. I noticed that there was an option to shave logs, and I think that might be part of the next step. So I've got a case of shavings here. I noticed these all became available once I completed Fletch quest. You can see the requirement right there. So let's see what these are used for. It looks like they're a 1-to-1, so 1 log is 1 shaving. I think for me to use them on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another set real quick here and just see if I can use it. Like, if I use them on each other, will it tell me what I need to do? And if not, I might just look it up. Nothing interesting happens. Go figure. Okay. Alright, so I'm kind of at an impasse at the moment. I'm not really sure what I got to do. I might just look it up. I might just fiddle around for a few. But for now, what I am going to do is gather these logs. I don't know how many. The thing is, I don't even know how many of these I'm going to need. This is a pickle, isn't it? All right. Why don't we take 5 and figure out what we got to do with these, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I caved, and I looked up at least this one step because it was completely eluding me on what to do, and I couldn't find any hints. What you got to do is you got to head back to the Eternal Magic Trees. You got to use your knife on the tree, and you will get... Why isn't this working? Use the bucket. Okay. Use the bucket on the tree, and you will get Eternal Magic Sap. You don't need a knife. For some reason I thought you had to use the knife on the tree. You don't have to do that. Your tool belt works. So then once you've gotten the sap, you use this to make the soft block. So you've got to turn the sap into glue, which takes 20 ground mud runes and 20 ground miasma runes. I'm saying 20 because we've got 2 buckets. We're going to need 2 of these. You've got to use your shavings to create the softwood block and then the composite wood block. You will need 200 of each shaving, so that's 200 logs. And then you'll need to make a bucket of this wax, and we'll go over this when we get there. So now that I actually know what's needed, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to get 200 of every log, and I'm going to make 200 shavings. Before I do that, though, there's one other step I wanted to show, just in case you're not sure where to go. Once you've got your undead dragon leather, you can teleport over to really anywhere that gets dye or sells dye, but the easiest option is Yetya in Prifdineth, the Elf Village, because there's the dye shop. This needs to be brown dye, again, just like the Masterwork 2-hand sword. So head to the dye shop. They don't sell brown dye, you gotta make brown dye, but we're all big kids and we know how to make dyes. There we go. We've got our brown dye. And with that step done, there's one other step we can complete as well, and I'll show that before I head out to start making my wood shavings. Grab your unwrapped, grip. Use the dye on the grip, and you'll get that crafting process. Again, that'll take about 10 minutes for you to complete. So we're gonna get these steps done, and I'm gonna make the shavings for the blocks, and then I'm also gonna show the wax process, and then we'll hopefully wrap this bow up maybe today. All right. So we have taken some time. We have gathered 200 of the shavings for each of the log types that are available. You'll need all 11, and now that we've done that, we have to start the process to make the wood blocks. For that, though, however, we will need some beeswax to make a bucket of this wax. This is one of the steps for making the bow itself. So you can get beeswax in Catherby. There's the beehives just west of the town. You'll need a bucket, and there is one on the ground right here, and you'll need insect repellent. You probably have this tool belted already, but if you don't, you'll want to go ahead and get that. Found on the house on the east side of Catherby, or by talking to the beekeeper. So easy to get, this guy right here. To get wax, you want to use the bucket. Do I have to spray it? Oh, sorry. You have to. Not take honey. We don't want to do that. There we go. So you want to click on the beehive first to use the repellent, and then you want to take from beehive. And then you will get your wax. In order to make this wax, you'll need to get some beeswax. Again, you probably have a bunch, but if not, let's head on over to the Rune Crafting Guild. That's where you can access the Rune Goldberg machine, which requires you to sacrifice runes in order to create beeswax. The combination of runes changes every day. You can easily look up 2 of the options on the Warband tracker. If you just Google Rune Goldberg, it'll probably be the top search result. And then the third rune is unique to your character every day. If you are 99 rune crafting, you can use the cape, and it will tell you what your best rune is. So today mine is fire. So let's head to the Rune Goldberg machine. I believe today's are Dust, which I don't have 500 of, but that's all right. Air, and we'll try fire. Yeah, I'll take 89. Good enough. Oh, I have to have enough dust? I thought you could do it with partial. Oh, that sucks. Okay. In that case, I think the other one is... I'll just do mud because that's cheap. And we'll stick with air. Oh, that's way worse though. Let's get mud out of that shredder. Alright, there we go. Good enough. Get your Vis wax, and then you will want to use it on your bucket of wax to make a bucket of Vis wax. You'll need to stir it, which takes 125 ticks. That will take you approximately, oh, hold on. Oh, no. Oh, okay, no. This gave me the next steps. Okay, we can do that now then. You'll need a waxed Masterwork string, which means you need magic string, which is a really specific item you might not remember, but you can get it from magic tree roots. I don't know if I have a magic tree anywhere currently growing. Let's head to the player-owned farm real quick. If you've got this set up, it's the remote farming machine. You can also use a remote farming spell, and you can see what you've got and all your allotments. I haven't done tree runs in so long. I have no idea if I have a magic tree growing. So let's find out real quick. Trees, wood. Oh, it doesn't tell me what I have, huh? Okay. I know 4 and 3 is a willow. I think that's a willow. Since I got this already, let's do Cryptinus real quick. I meant to bank the teleport seed earlier, and I was doing something and I forgot to, but maybe that'll be a happy accident. Let's see once this area oh, I do have a magic tree. Excellent. Okay. So to get that, you'll need to chop it down. It might take a little bit of time. I will skip ahead to when I finally got this tree cut down so we don't have to sit here and watch. That wound up taking a few seconds. That's okay. And then once you do that, you'll want to clear the magic tree stump. That will get you the magic roots that you need. So once you've got those, you can spin them. Since I'm in Cryptinus already, we'll just go to the Cryptinus spinning wheel. Which is over here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. Here, I think in here. Yeah, I think this is where the spinning wheel is. I'll go inside. Well, that's not a building. That's right. There's gotta be it's Potter's wheel, Potter's wheel. There's gotta be a spinning wheel here, no? Come on now. Alright. We'll go to the fort instead. Okay. So now that we're in the fort, we want to take these magic roots. Once the spinning wheel finally loads, let's see how long it takes. Spin the magic string. Okay. So now we can get the waxed Masterwork string, and that will take about 5 minutes. So we're not going to do that this second. In addition to that, you'll need to take your shavings that you've got with your craft your elemental set. Oh no, I missed a step. I am ill prepared. We gotta make some what do you call it? Ground mud runes and ground miasma runes real quick. So get your mud runes, get your miasma runes. The one in the miasma runes in your Nexus will work if you've got that. Or not. Okay, fuck it. There we go. I guess not. I guess I was a liar. The Nexus doesn't work. Alright, we got 20. Find our mud runes, 20 mud runes. Now we can take the sap, make magical glue. It's a one-click thing, thankfully. All right, we've got our elemental glue, and now we can make the soft wood. You can see it took 100 of the lower tier woods, so I should have this organized. We'll do that again. All the low tier woods are gone. We're gonna make the hardwood block, or the composite wood block. There you go, all our wood is gone. And now we gotta fletch these wood cylinders, which is probably gonna take some time. See, these will take about 5 minutes each, and then I'll also have to wax the bow. So these are the next steps. We're gonna take care of these, and we will jump back once this process is done. Okay, we are in the home stretch now. I have finished fletching my wood cylinders. I have waxed my bowstring. I have wrapped leather around my Masterwork grip. So now is the expensive part. We need to break down an Ascension bow and a Noxious weapon. I opted to get rid of my offhand Ascension crossbow. It was a Coroming planted beat switch. You don't need that anymore. I have Coroming 4 on my offhand blade bound. Not that I really use crossbows much anyways. And I did decide to buy a Noxious staff. Spider's really easy, but I am just so spidered out over the years. I really don't want to grind for this weapon. I just kind of want to get it done. But once you got those, you head back to the Dragonkin Anvil, and we've been here before making our hatchet. And you want to make sure you go under Masterwork Smithing, find the Masterwork materials, and first do Noxious Essence. You'll get a confirmation, of course, because this is expensive. You'll get 2. I don't know why they made it 2. They really could have just made it 1, but... And then you do the same thing for your Ascension. Watch your wealth go down. I don't, yep, I've separated any gear from it. I've had that bow for so long. It's so sad to see it go. I've had it for so long. All right, we've got these. The next step is you need to get a sapphire. Easy enough. I actually conveniently had only 2 in my bank. And you're gonna have to do this process where you imbue the sapphires and then you cut it and you make it all fancy. This is something that takes a number of ticks. First you do the imbue. It's easy enough. But then when it comes time for us to craft it, it's going to take a little more time. So this is going to take 10 minutes. 10 minutes each, so I got 20 minutes of imbuing. We will be back when that lengthy process is finished. And we're still plugging away. I should have known, and I should have said something that when you're upgrading the Noxious and Ascended gems, that it's actually a multi-step process. You have to go through the 250 ticks over about 10 minutes twice, because first you just cut it a little bit, and then you get it to the point where it is the faceted sapphire. Then the faceted sapphire is used to upgrade the Masterwork Bow grip supports. You'll get the upper and the lower ones when you're done with that, and this also takes 250 ticks each. So that's 10 minutes for the initial cut each, for 20 minutes, another 20 minutes for fast setting each gem, and then another 20 minutes for completing the grip support. So that's what I've been doing over the past hour or so, just again, slowly AFKing through this. I also wanted to just stop this real quick and go over strengthening the hollowed Masterwork limbs. You can do that anywhere as well. You don't need a certain stand for that. That's fletching, and you just use your composite wood cylinder with the hollowed Masterwork bow limb. This is only 75 ticks, but it's slower, and it will take about 5 minutes each. So on top of finishing the lower bow and getting both of these strengthened, we're looking at another 20 minutes or so. And I just wanted to provide that update and remind you that if you are using this as a guide, that you'll need to strengthen those Masterwork limbs. Okay, everything is made and we're nearly there. I've gone back to 4 and 3 because I was going to make it in the Dragonkin Anvil for memes, but you need a regular anvil. So we've got 2 strengthened bow limbs, 2 strengthened bow supports. We've got bow grip, our bow grip top and bottom, and our wrapped Masterwork bow grip, as well as our waxed bowstring. And I think these are all the final items we're going to need. So head to a regular anvil, make sure you select Masterwork Smithing, and pick what you want to build next and get to work on it. We'll do the Masterwork bow grip first. This is progress based, unlike the other things which were all just kind of tick based. So don't be like me. Go ahead and grab your smithing gear. I don't know why I grabbed the auto here. I'm not going to use it. Go ahead and grab your smithing gear and get to it. This one is going to take 5,000 progress, which will take a little while. We can check them all over here. Oh no, you can't. You can't make more than one masterwork item at a time. So I assume that these ones are all going to be comparable. So let's work on the bow grip, and we'll also build the limbs. I'll let you know how long that all takes, and we'll be back. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes, I would guess. I finished making the bow limbs. I had to make another bow groove because I'm a dumbass and I only made one. I did the grips. I did everything, and as you can see, the unstrung bow is now complete. Like I thought, each step took 5,000 progress. This one here, the unstrung bow, took 1,000 progress. Or sorry, 10,000 progress. So that took a while. Looks like this is going to take 85 ticks. And how long is that going to take? That's going to take about another 5 minutes. All right, and so as we're wrapping up the bow here, I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts about it. Although I think there's going to be another part to it. I think I saw that in the crafting recipes. But anyway, this was a lot. It wasn't as repetitive as like the Masterwork gear or the Masterwork sword is, just because it involved a few more skills. The RNG needed for the branches is a little bit it's a little, I don't know, silly, I guess, because a lot of the other Masterwork stuff is you just kind of get like passively over time, whereas the branches are sort of up to luck. Thankfully, they boosted the rate, and like I said, it probably took me 7 or 8 hours of relatively inefficient AFKing, and I don't know, it just kind of felt bad to have to sort of wait to get those pieces. Yeah, I'm not done with this yet. I gotta tighten it now. Oh, fuck me, like 10 minutes? Jeez. Okay. But, I mean, I'll just talk over while I do this, and then I'll cut out before I'm done, just so we're not sitting here watching my guy do this for 10 minutes. This process wasn't too bad, though. The wood shavings, if you're smart, you might save some of your logs while you're doing the requirements for the hatchet that we did a while ago. You need 200 logs. It's really not that bad. A lot of those logs aren't expensive. If you do like any level of high PVM, you're going to be swimming in new logs, magic logs. The new logs aren't really too bad to gather. I think Elder are probably slower than the new logs even. So those ones might take you a little while. But I mean, getting the shavings wasn't bad. Getting the Glorious bars is definitely one of the big steps, especially if you're an iron. You got to mine the core ores up to level 90. You got to get a lot of those. I think we needed 7, and that's, what is it? 50 of each bar for a Glorious bar, I think is what the conversion is. So you need a lot of regular ore, especially if you're an iron, or if you're like me and you like to gather stuff yourself. That's time consuming, probably more time consuming than getting the shavings for the tree. A lot of those extra materials are real easy to get, stuff like the staff, ground runes, beeswax. You can do all that yourself really quick, really easy. Magic roots might take you a little while, but if you have a magic seed, you can just hit the player own farm to buy the woody growth potion. You can get that tree up in seconds if you really need to. I got lucky. I happen to just have a tree that I probably never cut down. That tree's probably been there since Prifdinus, but it's gone now. It's dead. I killed it. The Noxious bow and Ascension crossbow are obviously the 2 biggest requirements. Thankfully, you can trade for them unless you're an iron. If you're an iron, the Noxious weapon won't be too bad. You can make a leg, and then whichever hilt you get, you can break down. Whether you get the fang, the web, or the eyeball. It's all the same. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but the Ascension bow is rough, especially if you can't trade for keys. Again, that's just why, me personally, I was willing to give up my Ascension bow. I didn't want to pay the inflated price. I mean, I'm guessing they're probably selling for like 100 mil right now, and I didn't really need it anymore just because of the way the range meta has changed over the years. Chroming for Planet Feet wasn't a switch I needed. So that's actually kind of good that it prompted me to properly perk out my bows. But and then all this stuff here, the smithing, the masterwork parts, doing things like fletching out the magic log or cutting the noxious gems, the ascended gems, all that. So that's typical for this masterwork process. Is you have some sort of tick-based progression system that just takes a long time. You know, for glorious bars, you have the folding, you've got this step here, you know, where you're tightening the bow or you're cutting gems. And then this stuff always just takes time. There's not really a way to speed it up because it's not actually smithing. I'm not actually fletching. I don't know, front to back, I don't really know how long this took me. I would say less than 10 hours. I also, again, was able to just get my hands on the weapons I needed. And again, I'm trim comp, I'm maxed out, so I kind of have all those requirements that you need. You do need 110 woodcutting to do this yourself. I'm not sure what the smithing level was. I think it might have been once. Check real quick. The smithing level, you needed only 99. So you only need 99 smithing. That wasn't too bad. Um, it's high rex for a weapon that has dubious value. But anyway, let's finish this up and take a look at the bow, and we'll be done with this. Right, so I am on the cusp of finishing now. I'm pretty sure there's no more steps after this. The bow will be done. We'll take a look at it. I'm not going to try it out, and I'll explain why momentarily. Get that last stick. Oh, fuck me. I got to tiller it. Oh, I didn't see that one in the Masterwork crafting menu. Damn it. Okay, we are at the really real last step. I've got a few ticks left until I'm done tightening the bow. We'll take a quick look at it. I took out my Bow of the Last Guardian. We can compare the two. And that's it. I made this bow because I enjoy doing the content. I will never use it. This is a nice bow if you can't do PVM, if you're an iron and you haven't had time to grind out Zamorak yet. I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to be faster, because it might not be, especially with bosses you need to grind for all the components. But it's still not bad, and when you look at it on paper from Reddit, it is better. But of course, I have applied not only the Genesis shard of Genesis Essence or whatever it's called, the thing from the Sanctum of Rebirth to get innate mastery, which doesn't change the stats as you see them, but it does put them it does put it up to tier 100. Even without that, I think that not quite sure what happened, but anyway, somehow my recording messed up. But as I was saying, I'm using that on the wrong item. The bow itself is, even if you didn't factor in the tier 100 boost, so if you don't have innate mastery unlocked, I still think that this Bow of the Last Guardian is going to be consistently better because it has such a powerful spec and passive effect. There's perfect equilibrium, and the balance by force are awesome, and they just put out so much extra damage that I don't think the few tiers make a difference. I mean, it's only... How does it go? Okay. It's not that much, and yeah. I'm kind of messing up on what I'm trying to say, but let's take a look at the bow. That being said, it does look really nice. I like they put the two gems in there, that Ascended Gem and the Noxious Gem. You've got the edges of the perfect magic branches sticking out the side. That's really cool. Even the bowstring itself looks really nice. Oh, didn't mean to walk away. The bowstring itself looks really nice. You've got this grip here. You've got... Yeah, I mean, all in all, this just looks really good. I do like it. I almost kind of want to keepsake it, but I don't. Because I'm not gonna. But I do like to have these weapons. I do, even though I don't use them, I like completing content. And who knows, maybe someday they'll add a way to upgrade it with 120 woodcutting and fletching. Or maybe when they add a passive effect or a spec, maybe there's situations where it might be worth picking up against the Bow of the Last Guardian, or, you know, I'm sure they'll add a T95 crossbow at some point, or even a tier 100 crossbow at some point, probably a masterwork process like this. You never know what they're going to add, and I do just like having it. It looks great. I don't really know what else to say. The process was boring, but this process is always boring. I get this snow out of here. It's fucking snow aura. It's behind me. There we go. Sorry. The bow looks really cool though, and I do like it. I don't plan on using it, but it's there to have. Maybe I'll style with it occasionally. I have used my two-handed sword a little bit in situations where I just didn't need that extra damage. You know, maybe I could throw scavenging and chroming on this, and it can be like an AFK weapon if I'm ever just grinding out components or something silly like that. This is a cool bow, though. If you watch this as a guide or you watched it for entertainment, thank you so much. I am going to put the crafting process in the details section, although you can find it all on the wiki. I lost track of my thought now. It's all up on the wiki. I'm going to put it in the detail section, and yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this style, this sort of rambling, incoherent, fly by the seat of my pants process. If you would think it would be better if I organized these videos and structured them. Personally, I think it's more keynote to do it this way. We do it all in one take, no editing or very little editing. I don't script, I just talk, and I think it comes off more naturally this way, and I do enjoy it. Anyway, if you watched, thanks for watching, and take it easy.